After making my way to the Poke Center in Lavender Town, I head south to see if I can get the fishing rod in the house on the dock. But unfortunately, I can't because Snorlax is blocking the path. I'll have to get the Poke Flute from the old man in the Pokemon Tower. Oh, by the way, the question of the day is, what is your favorite Pokemon from the Kanto region? Mine is Gengar because it's a ghost type, and my favorite typing in Pokemon is the ghost type, and he's super badass. Next, I find my next team member. I want a Growlithe because I have never used one, and it knows Bite, which will be helpful for the Psychic type gym. We've been using Leaf and Grace for the first 4 gyms because they can handle the first 4 gyms, but it was time to get a new team member. I do a little damage to it using Razor Leaf before I just catch it with my only Great Ball. The great thing about Growlithe is that both of his abilities are great. Flame Body can burn, and Intimidate can lower the Pokemon's attack stage by 1. I name him Ruby because it is the puppy Pokemon, and I have a puppy at home named Ruby. Next, I head to Celadon City. I need a lot of things here. First, I need to go to the Celadon department store to get a Firestone for Growlithe to turn into Arcanine, a Water Stone for Poliwhirl to turn into Poliwrath, and a Thunderstone for Eevee to turn into Jolteon. I'll worry about TMs once we get later into the story, because right now all of my Pokemon have good movesets. Next was going to the Celadon Mansion. I need the tea so that I can go to Saffron City. I won't go this episode, but it's helpful to have. Lastly is getting Eevee. I named it Sparky because it will become a Jolteon. I already have Growlithe, which is a fire type, and I'm getting Poliwag, which is a water type. So process of elimination gives us the Jolteon. Also, side note, I found the HM for Fly. I teach it to Grace, and now we can fly to cities and towns that we have been to before. Next, I decided to take on Erikas Gym. Most of the trainer battles were easy. I wanted to get Ruby up to the same level as the rest of the team, so I would switch between Grace and Ruby a lot. The good thing about having a fire type is that it's the grass type gym, so fire is super effective against grass. None of these battles were hard, just tedious. Let's move to the main event, Erika. Erika was a pushover thanks to Grace and Ruby. First was her victory bell. I have Ruby intimidated so that it wouldn't hit as hard. It is faster and stun sports me, making me paralyzed. I use Ember so I can try to burn it. I got a burn on my first Ember, which is great for chip damage. Then I switched to Grace to tank an acid, finishing it off with a wing attack. Next was Tangela. I switched to Ruby to intimidate, then go for the burn. It doesn't do too much damage to Ruby, so 4 turns later it goes down. Lastly was Vileplume, and I can't keep Ruby in to try to burn it. Ruby takes a lot of damage from acid, forcing me to switch to Grace. It then takes 2 wing attacks to win the battle and get the rainbow badge. 4 battles down, 4 to go. I then take on the Rocket Hideout so that I can get the Silph Scope for the Pokemon Tower. The grunts in the base and by the poster were not hard at all, just a little tedious because of Ruby. It was now time for the first battle with Team Rocket leader, Giovanni. First was this Onyx, which I one-shot with Leaf. The same thing happened to Rhyhorn, which made this battle super easy. But lastly was his tanky as ever Kangaskhan. I keep Leaf in and I try to Leech Seed to do some chip damage on it. It flinches me 2 times thanks to Bite, and then it uses Mega Punch for big damage. I get the Leech Seed down and I go for Poison Powder. It uses Bite again, flinching me, and goes for Mega Punch but misses, and I get the Poison Powder down. Next turn I use Razor Leaf, which does more damage, but we finish it off thanks to Leech Seed and Poison. Also, after a long battle with Leaf, it evolves into his final form, Venusaur. He will be incredibly tanky and hit really hard. We grab the Self Scope and head to the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town. We bump into Blue as we head up to the Pokemon Tower. Here's how that went. First was Pidgeotto, which I have Ruby Intimidate so it won't hit as hard. Then I keep Ruby in to try to burn it, but it uses Sand Attack, which makes accuracy worse. It doesn't affect me though, and I keep using Ember, and Pidgeotto uses Quick Attack. I get to 8 health and finish it off with another Ember. Next I switch to Leaf for the incoming Gyarados. It has Intimidate, which is annoying, but it only knew Thrash, which didn't do much to Leaf. It took 3 turns to KO. Next was his Execute, and I heal the wrong Pokemon. It uses Hypnosis though, so I heal Ruby and send him out. It uses Confusion and does big damage thanks to a crit. I use Ember next turn and we get a burn down. It tries for Hypnosis but misses, and we finish it off by using Ember. Next was his Kadabra. I keep Ruby in, but it uses Confusion, taking out Ruby. I switched to Sparky to do some chip damage with Quick Attack. It used Kineticist, but next turn it took it out. Lastly was Charmeleon, and I kept Sparky in. We exchange blows, but I'm forced to switch thanks to Sparky missing. I switched to Grace and finished it off with 2 wing attacks. None of the battles in the Pokemon Tower were hard. Even the grunts at the top of the tower were all that hard. So I defeat them and grab the Pokeflute to get yet another new member of the team. Snorlax was a pain in the butt. It knows a healing move. It does a little bit of damage. I know no status moves besides Poison Powder. Probably should have learned Sleep Powder on Leaf. And I didn't want to do a bunch of damage to it or get a burn off using Ruby. So I had used a lot of Pokeballs, but I accidentally ran away when it used the healing move. Luckily though, there is another Snorlax that I can catch. So my Firebirds, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't want to miss another video of mine, consider subscribing, like this video, and comment down below what your favorite Pokemon from the Kanto playthrough is. And hit the notification bell and turn on post notifications so that you never miss a video. So my Firebirds, I'll see you on the flip side. Bye!